Hey there folks, Rockhound Lion here again. Another attempt at this speed run. This is again going to be an any percent glitchless run. So once we buy the L-shaped desk for $1,000, not using any in-game glitches, then we win the run. Current time's 9:45, and we will start the game and start the timer once we gain control. Pops this cute little head up. Up. Camera rotates and boop. All right, we're mobile. All right, so any good work day? Gotta get logged in. This was on the post-it. Worm 1, 2, 3. Dialog box. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Call for my boss. Get up. Hang off the cradle. Boop. Alright. Down here while we're listening to him ramble, there's a certain amount of time you have to wait for him to get through enough. I'm actually still losing time there. I think it's when he starts talking about exciting opportunity. Grab the phone and then you can put it back. Pop, 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 pop. Alright. A couple schools of thought here about how to do this next part. You can either go to sleep right there, a little 20% boost on your movement speed and headbutting power, or you can just power through. So I so far have found them to be pretty equivalent. Well, I'm just going to come over here. We get this first thing in. You're always going to earn at least 10 bucks for this first one. We need $10 to buy Reading Nook. Reading Nook. To access to better spreadsheets. Give you more money. Go to the Reading Nook. When you do this part, I'll remind you a lot of the old Snake game on the phone. You just need a total of 5x. So what I actually meant to do there was do 1.25 4 times. I think it's quicker, but in this instance, all we need is another 1.25. Perfect. So we did 2 and 1.75 is 375, so 125. Bunch of prompts, pop, pop, pop. We want spreadsheet wizard confirm. Out of here, and we are going back to the mouse to hopefully navigate our way back over to the spreadsheet. At some point, there's a button on the keyboard that resets objects. Do it via the pause menu. I think it was part of this. Okay. Normal, moving around. So now there are a couple of spreadsheets that are always the same, and this is one of them. You're asked to continue the projection. Because it is adding 40,000 each time, we're going to add 40,000 to 30,000, 70,000. All right, that one's done. So to our next object. Okay, length in inches is always 3. There's a ruler underneath the monitor you can check. That in. Okay. Here on in, it's just a sprint. $1,000. All right, so in order to copy, paste, bold, italicize, have to hold down Control. In this case, hit Control C. And move over to B3, which we know is 2 clicks to the left of B3. Hit Control. Copied it, pasted it, 44 bucks. Wonderful. Enter the name of the intern. There's another one that is always the same. You can, in fact, copy and paste here. But it's I was looking for the one with the intern with the lower score. M-A. Okay. All right. Italicize D1. So 1. And a dealer's choice with whether you put the die on the control button first and then navigate, or not, and then do it that way, but you can get into trouble by hitting additional keys when you're meant to do something like a copy paste job or something. Or anything where you don't need the control key, it will not work. If you have something on the... Alright, so we're looking for E4, which is 4 minus F3, which is 6. So that is -2. 227 bucks. We're cruising. Finish my Sudoku is another one of the ones that's always the same. enter 3 and D4. They're always easier, but less money. The ones where you're just typing a number, not having to do some kind of math or copy paste, italicize bold. So when a bold B4, it's like pop-up said, that is control, and this is definitely the part where there's savings to be made on time. They would keep that on. Bold B4. Too much time spent trying to put that. Alright, so all we do here is just move it off that button and we seat. A6 is 2 and D1 is 4. Okay. 7 D5. E3 is 21 and A6 is 6. That is a lot of numbers. Only $13 for that. Quick, but it's not worth as much. I think the time value's typically gonna want the stayed on. Not turning to look. Okay. Alright, anytime it's not one of those, you got the off, but you don't want to throw it across the room like that. Tantrum. F2 is 6 and C2 is 10. Not gonna put 10. 2 is 6 and C2 is 3. Got it. Usually what ends up killing me right there. Simple stuff. Copy V4. Oh, bad grip on that. There we go. It will hold down 2 keys. You've got it over top of 2 keys, but it won't hold down 3. So that is perfectly up V4. The value there of sleeping, you move a little bit quicker on those sections. I can see it. Every time I've run it, it's always been pretty similar. This is what I'm familiar with. A5 is 7 and C2 is 8 in spite of my adding a backslash there. Word slash? 5. And B6 is 9 and A4. A couple of those, we got a pretty good run going. Italicize B3. We have to switch between. It's the killer run. Get a good run of the same things where you can leave the control key on, and you are just doing is navigating and then scooting across the keyboard for typically what are pretty big $30–40. E3 is E4, 4, and C3. Not 30. 32. Not 300. Start over. A2. And A2, E4 is 9 minus D3 is A6, perfect. B2 is 34 and C2 is 9. Oh, we got a good, there's a good run here. F4 is 96 and A4 is 8. Size D. Some of them. Those are really nice. They were not only not switching back and forth between control, but relatively. Italicize D3. All right, $836, and we're still we're after 9 minutes, so probably not on pace here, but that's all right. As long as you're having fun. A1 is 1 and B3 is 4. All right, we're getting there. E3 Sum of C4, which is 15, and D6, which is...
Hello.
F3 is going to get F2, which is 1 times B3, which is 4. Okay, we're almost there. Could get it on the next one. 46 is a lot. Oh. Ah, 998. Get out of here. Alright, no, it's worse. A2 is 93 and D6 is 7. Let's see. Hurl ourselves towards the mouse. Out of this and over to the shop because we have our $1,000. Shop and time is up when we hit buy on the L shape. There it is. 10:28. Pretty good. Pretty good. And about 45 seconds off pace, but that's all right. Typically those really good times, the ones that I've gotten that have been, might even literally just be the one that I've gotten that's been sub 10 now that I think about it, because I've got a 10:01 before. Require a little bit of luck of the RNG of where the things are going to end up. Getting the ones that are right next to each other, 3 or 4 things where you keep the control button pressed down, what have you. So, it's a good run. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.